To my right is Commissioner Richard Cowan, to my left is Commissioner Marisol Hernandez. First item on the agenda is consideration of the agenda itself. Any deletions, modifications? Hearing none, or amendments? Hearing none, we'll move to approve the minutes. Let's start with the minutes of Monday, December 23rd.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that'll be the order. We have motions to approve for Monday, January 6, 2014.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hernandez.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Cowan. Further discussion? All's in favor? Aye.
Aye.
They're approved. And we have minutes for Thursday, January 9th, 2014.
Move approval.
Moved by Commissioner Cowan.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hernandez. For discussion, hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
All righty, we'll move to the Executive Director's Report. Mr. Goff.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Just to let you know that it's election time. All the departments are running full speed ahead. The 20th happens to be King's birthday. It is a holiday. There will be some departments that will be working, just to let the board members know, okay? So
Okay.
we will not be closed on that day. We'll be closed to the public, but not for regular work, okay? And everything seems to be going well. Met with Gary this morning to talk about the primary elections certification. Hopefully that should be in place by, I think, Thursday, Gary?
Yeah.
By Thursday. There'll still be some open cases on the county side, but all of our stuff should pretty much be cleaned up, and we're reviewing that right now.
How many cases do they have open?
They've got to have 15, 20 cases open.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna try to work around all those.
All right.
Just to let you know. And the last day for write-in candidates to file is Thursday, so that's gonna be a big day for us to look to see if we're going to, what we will be doing, what type of ballots we'll be printing. So that's a big day for us. And that's basically about it.
All righty. Anything else for Mr. Goff?
Will we be able to have all of the offices and the 3 public policy questions on one ballot?
Yes, we are. In fact, we'll prepare some samples for the board members to review, okay?
All
I'll
right.
get that out to you.
That'd be great.
So you'll get that.
Okay.
Ms. Bateman's is in a meeting right now, so Mr. Allen?
Commissioners, a lot of the focus is shifted now to the election itself, so we've begun sending out our mailings and communications, for example, to the media. We've done the Democratic committeemen, the Republican committeemen, aldermen regarding fast fact cards, absentee ballot applications. Those are going out. Just about wrapped up all of the supplies to the schools for high schools, rather, for registering eligible 17-year-olds for the upcoming election. We are down to 7 archdiocese high schools and then 3 independents, and then we'll be complete with that project. We've also been working closely with Audra Lewicki, who works with Kelly, the implementation of the SNS electronic poll book equipment, as well as an outreach that we're going to have to perform to try to increase our numbers of bilingual Spanish-speaking judges, because that has been a big area of growth, and we're going to work on several fronts with community groups, news media, and other organizations to try to fill 900 slots, roughly, to make sure that we have bilingual judges. Our first avenue is with committeemen, but if they cannot fill that, we've made it clear to them in a mailing that we are going to work with community groups and the news media to try to make sure that we fill all of those bilingual spots to be in compliance with Section 203 of the Voting Rights Act. Yeah, it is all for my report.
Jim, is the 900 the total we need, or is there 900 vacancies over and above the Spanish-speaking judges we already have?
That's a good question. 900 is the total of what we need. We believe we have at least 200 of those and possibly more. If people don't indicate it on their form that they are fluent in another language, even if they are, we don't know about it. So we believe we've got at least a quarter of those filled, perhaps more. And now we're going to do a little more close look at trying to make sure that we fill every spot.
There is still a substantial need.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you'll keep us advised on how we're doing this. How about the other language, judges with other language?
The other two languages the board has a responsibility to fill are Chinese language assistants and Asian Indian language assistants. And Asian Indian obviously includes Hindi, and that's our primary language that we provide for on our website and our voting materials, but also Gujarati and Urdu. So we now have, as of the last board meeting, a contractor who is going to assist us specifically in that area. We've also worked with SAPRI and Asian American Justice to try to make sure that we're filling all of the spots. Those are much smaller numbers. And then on the Chinese American language front, Jane Lau has established a number of contacts over the year, and we're in very good shape there.
Okay, excellent. Any other questions for Mr. Ayala? Okay, we'll move to our whole business section. Infrastructure projects.
While we're getting ready for this election, those are being worked on at the same time. It's going very well. I'm really proud of how that's all working out.
So obviously, item number one on our project list, which we developed over the last year, we're actually implementing that.
Yes, we are. I'm sorry.
That's all I have.
Part of that was the electronic poll books, and I have representatives from ES&S here.
Okay.
Gentlemen, you want to stand up and introduce yourself to the board members?
Good morning. I'm Rick Dixon. I'm the project manager for the City of Chicago electronic poll book implementation. With me is Tim Vlock. He's the customer service manager for the City of Chicago. And on behalf of ES&S, we'd like to thank the board and the City of Chicago for this opportunity to implement your electronic poll book solution.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And you received, Kelly emailed a copy of the system implementation plan?
Yes.
I think all three of the board members
Yes.
received that? Okay, and we've had delivery today of poll books.
Correct.
So they've been
First
started
delivery.
first delivery today. So
That's right. Oh,
we're
wow.
on it.
Well, if you get a chance, we'd like to maybe at the next meeting, we can show the commissioners what the final product looks like in terms of
We
a
will
sample.
we will do that.
Okay.
We'll do that at the next board meeting.
They don't actually have to work, you know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the training, so you'll see it in
Okay.
training mode. So
Okay.
we'll have-
Oh, great.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All righty, thank you, gentlemen. All right, that pretty much covers everything within the project list here.
Right.
Jim, is there anything to say on legislation?
Just want to add something on
sure.
voting equipment.
Yes, go ahead.
Paige has been working with staff. We're getting ready to start recording. When are we going to record?
January 20th.
Okay,
Okay.
so January 20th we start recording, so we're going to get ready for the all the voice recordings. You're taking care of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I should ask, I'm sorry, I skipped over Paige. Good morning, Paige. And do you have a report for us on anything on Dominion pre-election activities?
Absolutely. As Mr. Dodd mentioned, we're starting recording the audio ballot on January 20th. We're going to wrap that up at the end of that week. And the week following, on January 27th, we'll be putting the BPS data into BPS and start ballot production.
Excellent. Okay. Questions for Paige? All righty. Mr. Scanlon, back on legislation?
Nothing to report, Mr.
All
Chairman.
righty. We have new business, approval of contracts for Now, as I understand this, I had read this a little bit, it's trainers for trainers.
No.
Is that?
Right, and it is. It's right now, and these individuals have been working for us every year. I mean, this is nothing new, but Mr. Scanlon and I both thought we should make it official and have a contract with each one of these trainers. So these are people that we've used before in the past for doing training. We only have 4 trainers, and that's not enough to train 15,000 people. So we hire outside people like Sandy Story, which all of you know, she sits in my office on election day. Joan Agnew is a trainer also. Colin, who's a trainer. Ed Mazer. We have Ed Mazer on there.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So we have several of them that have been working for us all these years.
Yeah, I recognize the name. So what I'm confused is exactly who, are they training the judge trainers?
No,
Are they-
ES&S,
Okay.
ES&S is training the trainers. So ES&S is going to train these individuals, and then these individuals will go out and
I
do the
got you.
training classes.
Okay, yeah. So these individuals, and when we do these training sessions, after, not for our judges, will we have ES&S people with us, or?
ES&S people will be with us through the whole time.
Okay,
So this is just these are people that have done it before, that have trained, because there's more than just the poll books. They're gonna have to train on the
On the-
equipment also.
on the-
So
yeah.
this is another component of their training.
okay.
Okay, but as you said, so these people are training the trainers.
These people are being trained by ES&S to go out and do the training of the judges.
So these are the judges' trainers right here.
These are,
They're just getting some extra training from ES&S on the poll book implementation.
correct.
Okay.
In addition to certain staff that we have on community services.
Right.
Mhm.
So we have some staff who also perform the training.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's where I was gonna go next.
Now, hypothetically, absent the electronic poll books, would we still be contracting with these people at these rates?
Yes, we would. Because we
So-
just don't have them, yes, we would, no matter what. We've done it every year.
All right, because it was confusing to me when you sent out the information.
Yeah, I thought this was a whole new level of
I think it
trainers
should.
after ES&S. We're paying ES&S for the training, but these people would be on the contract anyway.
Right.
And we're just adding one other duty to their
Exactly.
responsibility.
They're going to be training, they're going to be doing the poll book training also.
And how many will ES&S actually be training?
Well, ES&S is training all these individuals here.
As
And they're
well
going to
as-
train,
as well as our
as
staff.
well as our staff.
Yeah.
And basically, all of our staff is going through the training.
Yeah.
ES&S will be doing the training of all of our people in Election Central. They're going to be also doing the training of all of our people out at the warehouse, all of our service techs. So they're going to be handling that.
All right, and all of that is included in the contract price that we approved.
Yes, it is.
And I'll move to approve the form of contract and to approve the hiring of the various people as recommended.
Second?
Moved and properly seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
That'll be the order.
Thank you.
We do have, Jim, I was wondering if this item under the indemnity agreement should, is this, and I read your very careful and thoughtful memorandum, should this be an executive session discussion? I know we have to come back and approve it, but since there is appear to be pending, this is a pending piece of litigation, if the commissioners had questions.
Yeah, it is a pending matter before the Illinois Workers' Compensation Commission, that's correct.
Do commissioners have further questions about this document? Because if they do, I think we should do it in executive session. If not, then we could, I'm satisfied with it.
I would probably like a little more background, a little more information on it. And I do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
So do you agree with that, Mr. Scanlon?
I agree, and
Okay.
so we can discuss the detail of it in the executive session.
Okay.
Ultimately, it would have to be approved in open session.
Yes.
If it's going to be approved.
Yes. Okay. We do not have a financial report today, so we will move to the public comment section. Anyone here? Sandy, do you have anything to say first? Okay. I will accept a motion to recess an executive session to discuss the indemnity agreement because it is it does impact a piece of pending litigation. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll recess an executive session. That'll conclude the regular agenda except for action on this item as discussed. We'll go back on the record. Is there a motion to approve the A-Pro indemnity agreement as provided by Mr. Scanlon with the amendment that it be modified if necessary to include its applicability to settlements as opposed and as well as litigation?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
That'll be the order. And that concludes the meeting for today, so I'll accept a motion to recess until our next regularly scheduled meeting, which will be February 11th. And is that right? That'll be, we don't need to meet
No.
before then?
No.
January 28th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
January.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, gang. That'll be January 28th at, should we do it at 10? Does that work a little better?
Whatever, it's better for Commissioner Cowan.
Is that better for you, Commissioner Cowan?
Yes, let's
Yeah.
leave it at 10.
Okay.
Okay.
January 28th at 10.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
That'll be the order.